Welcome to today's deep dive. Our mission today is unpacking a brand new book that literally just hit the shelves yesterday, March 2nd, 2026.
Yeah, it is super fresh.
Very fresh. It's called Energy in Numerology, The Pramod Effect by Dr. Pramod Ambadasrao Pawar. So, okay, let's unpack this because right off the bat, I really need to emphasize to you that this isn't your standard everyday numerology.
Right, it's not just adding up your birth dates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dr. Pawar presents this framework that attempts to bridge empirical science like quantum physics with adhyatma, which is deep spirituality. He basically just totally rejects the binary between the two.
And what's fascinating here is the specific concept he uses to build that bridge. He calls it Sanvedana.
Sanvedana, right?
Yeah, which he describes as a superconscious sensation. In his framework, it is the ability to sense energy and subtle vibrations long before they take any kind of physical form. So he's arguing we should experience the universe as a living, vibrating reality.
And he maps out this vibrating reality using what he calls the 0 through 9 superconscious cycle. He walks you through how every single number supposedly pairs with a specific, observable scientific reality.
Wait, with 0, right?
Yeah, he starts with 0, representing infinite potential. And he draws a parallel here to the Big Bang singularity, or the concept of vacuum energy in physics.
That omnipresent, latent energy in empty space.
Exactly.
Which is an intriguing starting point, because as you move to the number 2, that potential starts to take form. He argues that 2 represents duality, which he links directly to quantum entanglement.
Where two particles remain connected across vast distances.
Right. Then you get to 3, the energy of creative expansion. To ground that in science, he points to the DNA triple helix.
Now, that is definitely an eccentric claim, considering DNA is famously a double helix. But it highlights how he's trying to map creative energy on a complex biology. And here's where it gets really interesting, because this directly connects to your daily life.
Oh, absolutely, because you are constantly moving through these phases.
Right. Think about when you are desperately trying to ground yourself in reliable, stable routines. In this framework, you are operating in the energy of number 4. Think of it as a solid foundation, much like how atoms lock together in molecular crystal lattices to create a diamond.
And then 5 would be like fluid dynamics, all about adapting to sudden changes. It is a completely different way of looking at the rhythms of your own life. And he doesn't just leave it abstract, he actually introduces an equation for engineering it. MT squared equals 0.
Yeah, the math part.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, this formula is about achieving absolute systemic equilibrium. M stands for mass, but he measures this mass in what he calls Pramod units.
Which is essentially a personalized metric of your current emotional weight or stress.
Exactly.
Okay, wait. I followed him on the emotional weight part. But how does he justify linking the t squared times squared to the digital slot position of your mobile phone number in your device? I found that part really unexpected.
Well, the key takeaway he's driving at isn't actual literal physics. He is using the rigid framework of an equation to map chaotic personal energies. By assigning a value to your stress, the mass, and mapping it against a daily constant like your phone habits, the time squared, he is forcing us to quantify our emotional baggage.
And the target of that equation, the 0, represents the supreme balance and the total elimination of that stress. But to get to 0, the book says you have to balance 2 dual modes of energy, the +1 constructive mode and the -1 shadow mode.
And we should clarify, a shadow mode isn't evil.
No, not at all. It is literally just potential energy offering you corrective guidance. It is friction telling you where alignment is needed. So what does this all mean? It means you can transform friction into growth just by recognizing the imbalance.
It aims to completely reframe how we interact with the world. The core takeaway from all of this is that numbers aren't arbitrary symbols, they are living energy patterns. He suggests you can use them to consciously align yourself with the universe's internal sound.
Not a Brahma.
Right, the baseline vibrational frequency of reality.